All right, welcome. This is a video analysis of Game 2 between the Rochester Whiteout and the Washington Admirals. Just a little background. The Whiteout won Game 1 basically by the margin of a snitch grab, basically pretty back and forth play. The Whiteout were running a 2-2 zone for most of that game. The Admirals were running exclusively a man-to-man defense. And with that out of the way, let's get right into this game. Whiteout are in the white, Admirals are in the blue. And off the drop, we have Vulture control to Washington and Quaffle control to Whiteout.
Bassam wearing, Ashkar wearing the keeper headband. I expect to see that flip.
Yeah, quick change out of a 2-mail beater set. Washington is starting out in a zone in this game. Missed shot, but that was the right idea there. Just swing it over to the open chaser. He had the shot. He just didn't make it. Trudeau looking to run. Again, I think that's the attempt you want there.
Yeah, I'd like to see the pass be a little bit more upper body. There, it's really hard to go down and get the ball there and then flip it up quickly enough.
She did have two hands on it though, so it's a finish.
She should catch
it. It's a finishable play.
Absolutely.
Vulture control with Rochester for I think the first time here.
No,
it's not with. You're right.
Washington has it.
Washington's still in a 2-mail set here. I like the aggressive offensive play there. Worst beat off of it. So I think Strauss was kind of playing off of that beat being successful. Stars, yeah.
Stars. Yeah, I mean, I think with this...
I can bring it back to it for a second.
Yeah, can we go back?
Yeah, I can slow it down as well. Yeah, you can keep talking though.
So I think that in this league, especially with two-handed tackling, you're going to have to see more of these aggressive plays from your beaters off the bat to make something happen.
The play was fine there. And then, I mean, the issue is just that
Solomon makes a great jump there.
But I guess, so Stars is going to cover the pass there, which I guess is the fair play. Yeah, it's just the breakdown of the missed beat.
Yes.
Did he, I guess, so the question is, did he have to throw from that range?
No, he should have closed with his feet.
Exactly.
And pressured the ball there.
Sure. And really just a good finish from Solomon from that point.
Yeah. Need that playback speed.
I'm working on it. All right. So Trudeau's looking to run because they did still have the Vulture control. I like getting the point defender out of there.
Great tackle by Solomon and a great dish off by Trudeau there.
Yeah. I mean, you like to see wrapping up the arm there, but it's pretty much impossible. Solomon's just a lot smaller than Tyler.
Yeah. And Tyler does do a really great job of getting that ball up so that you can't wrap the arm.
Correct.
That is one of his really great plays. Elie Lisek.
So that gets called a no goal. Probably was a goal.
Yeah.
I think they did everything right there. So that's kind of the advantage, right? That because in the normal hoops, I think the keeper just gets to that pass, but you have that extra space out on the wing there now. As long as you have someone who can catch and take those 3 steps and shoot, which she did excellently. I honestly think she had the goal there, but it was called no good beat before.
And that's a stereotypical Rochester play there, is to flip the ball to someone on the wing and have them cut through and take that shot.
For sure. Washington's still using this Vulture control.
Get the throwback.
Poor coordination there, though. Trudeau really wasn't ready to move. I mean, I guess it wasn't Giminiak defending him there, but...
Can we go back?
Yeah, of course.
10 seconds.
Yep. You want to slow it down again? Or
No.
Yeah.
This is fine. I just want to see where the other beater is right now with their control.
So he comes and makes this play.
This beater here, number 10.
There needs to be
coordination.
Exactly.
Needs to attack the point defender at the exact same time.
Right. Because if the point defender's out of that play, Trudeau is going to be in that lane and nobody's stopping him.
Absolutely.
So this little bit of slowing down.
That delay right there.
Gives Gagne time to get back in this play. He misses the beat, which, but the point is the execution was poor there despite the results.
And I mean, Washington missed the beat that gave Rochester their 1 goal. It seems only fair they get 1 back.
That's fair enough.
It looks like this is the point where Rochester switches to their keeper at the top of the zone.
Yeah. Still bludgeon control with Washington. I mean, Rochester's been a long proponent of running these 2 male sets. I'm surprised they chose not to match at any point here.
So Rochester's female beater taking that free beat there really just makes it that much easier for Washington to hold this defensive possession.
Yep. Never get into a zone before your active players, your person carrying the bludger, your person carrying the quaffle are there as well.
Absolutely. Good block by Bassam.
It wasn't Bassam,
but sorry, Tommy O'Connor, I believe.
Yeah, poor pass though, for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it was a little forced there.
Yeah, I agree. I think if you're going to make that pass, it needs to come from higher up in the keeper zone. Passing across the hoops like that in line with the hoops.
I mean, I guess his calculus was he had that one bludger out of the play, and they do get bludger control out of it. So we'll see what Rochester can actually do with bludger control here.
So there's the trade.
Yep.
Kramer fakes and then.
It's tough. So, what was screening Gominiak out of getting involved with Trudeau there?
I'm very curious about that, and I'm also curious where their second chaser was in their zone.
Sure.
So,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Yep. Okay. So Gominiak just wasn't respecting the shot at all there.
And both chasers there spread to the far hoops there,
right? Rather
than taking away the 2 closest shots for Trudeau.
And I mean that's the problem with the 2-2 zone in the new MLQ rules. You can't cover 3 hoops with 2 people. Gominiak just needs to step higher there. I think he was flat-footed and was not being pressured by any beaters or anything.
I think part of this zone is as soon as the beaters are out of the picture,
yeah,
you need to play aggressively as that point defender, and just eat the beats when they're nearby with that headband.
On that next play, Solomon Gominiak and Dale Farnan ended up falling to the computer. Skips us to 50-20. That was, though, just the Washington 2-male beater set causing havoc again. Easy turnover forced. And this is a 30-point lead at this point. I mean, this is getting sizable. You see here again, Washington beaters have bludger control.
I'd really like to see some... There we go. Okay, Tyler did it well. The nice motion off of the ball movement there.
Yeah.
That's one of those things that will help break down a zone.
Yeah, that pass, though. Is it going to work? Okay. It worked, but I mean, I guess the logic there is that she had her back turned, so it was going to get to him some way, but he was fully bodied. Like,
also,
there's no way that pass
where the ball goes, it's low, basically in between her feet.
Right.
To expect someone to get that is pretty...
Odds were that it was going to hit the back of her legs and then just be covered up by the keeper. Trudeau, obviously a bad finish there. Yeah. I'm sure he knows to be disappointed himself for that. He doesn't miss a 5-foot shot very often. Washington, switched out of the 2-male beater set. Yep. But Perry Wang's in for the first time. I don't like Bassam and Salmon being this close to each other. It makes it really easy to cover up.
Yeah, I agree. I think being that close without any set plan is a big
issue. Because Perry basically forces Solomon out of the play by chasing him down. They pass over to Bassam, and the female beater, I think it's Melissa Smith, I can't tell, steps up to it. And then, I mean, that shot was ugly, but he didn't have that many options because Perry's already behind him, kind of the way the Max Havlin play goes, where Lulu steps up and Max just runs down the field towards the person further back.
I'd like to see in that case the beater protect them a little bit more, and then maybe a screen or some kind of action to get one of them going downhill, rather than just flipping the ball back and forth, being scared of the beater. But I guess that's part of the gravity that Perry demands.
Yeah. Trudeau comes out of the game for the first time. So it's Farnan now and called McAwful.
Farnan's game as a whole on Washington is very interesting to me because he was a very, very active player for Maryland. And we see he's taken maybe 5 feet in either direction here. There's no attempt to collapse this at all.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Gominiak's a different kind of point defender than he's used to playing.
But I'd love to see Washington do some sort of thing to get Farnan moving because he's very, very comfortable passing and catching and finishing on the run.
So in that play, the Admirals female beater went for creating the no bludger with Zane was out of the play, and she missed the beat. It was blocked, And I don't think the offense was really ready to run on it anyway. I mean, Giminiak was still there defending Farnan. I think it's a beat that just doesn't get made. You just pump fake there and force the beater all the way back under their hoops and go from there.
Sloppy transition play here.
A lot of sloppy transition in week 1 of MLQ, to be sure.
I want to see Farnan catch that with 2 hands to get downhill.
Of course.
Now they're in their set.
Yeah, budget control with Washington again. Both teams there lost budget control on offense and didn't score. It's just not your ideal.
No.
But yeah, again, the Rochester beater's sitting deep, so you have to swing it to another. You need to get it to the wings here. The player over here, I don't think I have a cursor that can really scroll around here. But they're just condensing, and Washington's playing a purely vertical game.
Yeah.
Get it out here, force Callanan to come out to them, and then you can work an offense from there.
Yeah, I think another issue is we see here on this play specifically, there's no motion whatsoever off of any of these passes, and that just lets the entire Rochester zone just stand still.
Yeah. I mean, the passes are, I always say they're just like ceremonial passes that doesn't do literally anything to the game. He does score there, but again, it's shifting the back and forth.
Can we see what the beaters did?
Yeah, I was curious how Callanan ended up out of that play as well. He actually steps up to try to get bludger control.
So I think he threw back.
Yeah.
And
then went to make a hit.
The ball ended up coming off of the post and going back into the corner there.
But again, that was the patience by the beaters rather than kind of forcing. At this point, Washington's really starting to run away with this game.
Yeah.
Bludger control is with Rochester, though. But again, as long as you convert into a goal, I'm fine with that, especially given the new beater rules where it's really hard to protect bludger control on defense anyway.
Yep.
You can't turtle anymore.
Dominiak out of the game at Chaser for the first time since starting at beater. Yep. That's just inexcusable.
I want to look at what the field looked like at the time.
So he has Dinga on the wide left.
He has bludger control.
Yes. Dinga on the wide left. I think this was an attempt to get it to...
Oops, sorry.
Technical difficulties. I think this is an attempt to, if we point here to the back, I think it's probably an attempt to flip the ball over the hoops to Sandin back here.
He's on the wing, though, right? Like, I know we don't have perfect 3 dimensions here, but I think he's on the wing, not behind the hoops.
So if we go here before the ball's out of hand.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a goal ref.
Yep.
And then Sandin's coming in from this back corner. So
it was a choice. Yeah, just not enough patience on a lot of these possessions.
I'd really like to see Washington's beaters turn around, and as soon as that ball's anywhere near their keeper, just go and try and make a play for control on the backing up Rochester beaters. But I guess that's a luxury that Boston has with some of the more aggressive beaters in the game.
Sure. So now Rochester is defending with bludger control, which they haven't gotten to do much. They're going to collapse on the beater here on the right. I believe that hit... I don't know who that hit. Did it hit Devin Sandin? Really unclear.
Oh, yes, it did. I remember Harry making some comments about eating beats with the keeper headband here.
Sure.
Which is an interesting concept of just your keeper going out there and basically shading towards the beaters.
Yeah. I mean, the value of the keeper headband isn't that high just in the zone. Like, if you're falling on a ball, it's great that it gives you automatic possession, but most of the time you're just waiting for your beater to come over anyway if you're not the keeper, so... I do like the little change. Beaters let Gagne walk all the way up there, which is rough. You can't turtle on... If you've decided you want to go after one beater, you still need to know where the other beater is. They do get bludger control off of it.
Gagne's had a rough series with these little closeout beats.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just something, but it seems like all of them are falling right short of the player he's trying to hit.
I don't hate that shot, but Washington hasn't been hitting that shot. It's tough. It's that balance, right? Like, you just want to be able to hit your 10-foot shot, and if you're not, can you really get away from it? It's just a key part of how Quidditch offense
And I feel
works.
like with the zone, you shouldn't be taking that period, because there's always going to be someone around that who something happens.
Yep. I mean, it's no bludger.
Trying to get it back to anyone who's there. I would have liked to see the ball go up to Bassam at that point, but I understand the idea.
Good close down by the female beater there on Washington.
Great block by Bassam.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I've seen Bassam hit anybody in this series. Like, I think you just have to try to drive through him there. I don't think you take the shot. But I guess the zone was kind of collapsing around him.
I think you pump fake that.
Yeah.
That one. You might be able to hit that shot, but you need to get Bassam shifting. We have Shane Hurlburt coming in and Alyssa Giroso.
Yep. Another good beat from Zane there. He's really dominated Daniel this entire shift. And again, I mean, it's not a great shot, but there's not... I don't think I've seen Rochester, though, when they get the 0 bludgers against 2 on offense, ever reset once. And I would kind of like to see it a little bit more here. They're just kind of throwing turnovers the second that happens.
I think especially down 3.
Yeah.
You need to be very careful about where.
Yeah, you don't want to get this to get out of hand. Mm-hmm. I like the swing to the side again there. Mm-hmm. I like the idea. He just, once he was like wrapped up, he had no ability to
I think on this zone 2, this ball has to be to a cutter out here in space. Right now, you basically, in this zone, have this top hoop if they're spread wide, or you have these corners here. You don't have next to
I mean, I think the idea was to throw a leading pass basically to where Lisa Coleman, the goal ref, standing there. It's just when you're wrapped, and again, nobody's pressuring you to throw this pass. He's off balance, falling backwards. He literally could have just flipped it to his keeper here if he wanted. He's got his beater right in front of it. It was just an unnecessary force.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I think he was trying to throw that outside pass. It just didn't work out.
Unnecessary, forceful beat that kills time a little bit.
ELK just lit up the Washington beater there. Did that need to be happen? Was it 2 against 0 again? I didn't know.
I didn't see that. I think it was because of this. So we see this throw here at Mertens.
Really hard.
Unnecessarily hard.
Yeah, that was.
And then we get
Balia. Yep.
Balia press.
And so that's one of the downsides of the way kind of Rochester runs their offense a lot. They don't have that second person up top where you can just fling it across. So once Zane pressures there with no fear of any beaters, Shane literally either has to, even if he runs back where he's going to get beat, he has to throw it to somebody.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's why, because there's been like 4 or 5 possessions in this game where Rochester's literally just lost the initial bludger battle and instantly had to turn it over.
Absolutely. We can skip ahead a little bit. This is because the person who blocked the pass out of bounds wasn't wearing the keeper headband, and so the ball comes back to Rochester.
Good call by the refs. It's one that gets missed a lot, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Sometimes I feel awkward calling it just because it seems such a weird thing, but it does make sense.
So that's kind of a weird exchange. Sandin didn't seem to know where to go, and again, that shot from so far out.
But again, it was 2 against 0, I believe. These bludgers are just being dominated by Washington.
Ball goes to the right. I like that to make the zone shift.
Yeah.
Deep corner. I love that.
Yeah.
That's the move.
Yep.
And ball comes right back up top.
And
Field changes. Good look.
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
The look was fine. Again, it's just they're not hitting that shot, but everything about that was perfect. They moved the point defender until they had someone driving into a no bludger, no chaser area, and then you have to execute from that.
We saw 3 of the 6 players collapse to that back corner.
Yeah.
There, and that's what you need to do against the zone is get the people moving to that back.
Yeah. Too many people play against the zone just in the middle third horizontal.
Which is where they want you to be.
Exactly. Clean enough beat there. Kramer's in now for Gagne. Another force. And that one didn't need to be forced. Kramer hadn't even made his move in the beater game yet. Rochester just looks lost at this point in this game. I don't know how else to really put it. The Washington beaters, I think, have literally had bludger control the entire time they've been on the field as a beater pair.
And this is without Perry.
Yeah. This is a great shift from Zane. And again,
I think Lauren...
Is it Lauren? I think so. She's been on the other side of the pitch the entire time.
Yeah. It's hard to see.
I don't hate the idea, but again, it doesn't need to be that forced. Like, you shouldn't need a inch-perfect hard pass to get your goal the way they're picking apart this defense and the way they're dominating the beater game.
Yeah, and I mean, we just saw that the last possession, we just saw moving the ball down the wings work to collapse the zone a little bit, and we just see them go away from that immediately. Yeah. I like the shift by Kramer here. I don't love the pass with Kramer having taken out your point
It's the second straight time where Kramer hasn't gotten to actually make a play in the beater game. And when else are you ever going to get bludger control? So, female beater sub for
this, I believe, is Lauren.
Yeah, I think Melissa was the other one.
Melissa Smith and Lauren Dyke, for those of you who don't necessarily know the Maryland beater corps. They've been key parts of that.
So the wing again. Bassam's got to tackle with 2 arms there. It worked out because he had a beater there, but it wouldn't have worked out if he didn't.
Good force by Kramer.
Yeah, pass was fine. They can reset here. They still have bludger control. They've got all their chasers back. He needs to swing this top to left here.
Yep, it's got to
2
swing.
double passes here.
Especially with your beaters.
That's fine. One doing it in one's fine.
I don't like the bringing it back up to the center.
No, not at all. Another missed 10-foot shot. I liked it more because the person who threw the pass then went to the left as Mertens went to the center, and it did give them that side to side. And again, they got another good look. They're just not converting any of them.
I'd really love to see that be 2 passes though, instead of the one long pass.
Yeah,
because the ball moves faster when it moves through more people.
I agree.
So if that's really, really quick, then Rochester has less time to respond.
Okay, so this is going to be the Balia red card, I believe. The straight red for dangerous play. I don't think it happened on camera.
I don't think so either.
Now, it's shocking this game's still 60-30. This game should be 100-30. It really should be. Washington dominated it so completely.
Sorry, it's important. No, it is important to note that the red card can't affect snitch on pitch play because the time is such.
So Rochester takes their timeout immediately.
I would have liked to see them take it a little bit earlier, just settle down the offense and really realize as soon as you go 3 plays without a bludger exchange, you really need to fix something. Get a full field shift, right? Bring in a whole new line of players, or just take that timeout and calm it down. Looks like they're doing their sub lines.
Yep.
That is Ellie Lysick again, correct? Also,
I would say, I think, and this depends on how Rochester sees their talent. If they think Gminiak is their star at this point, which I think it should be obvious to anybody watching, I feel like they didn't manage his minutes in the best way. They basically never got him that second quaffle shift before he had to come in to seek. I mean, at this point, obviously, you can't put him in. It's the 18-minute mark. Because you have your timeout to use, and it has to be used sometime pretty soon. You have the 20-minute timeout. You could have manufactured plenty of rest time for him before seeking if you gave him a shift from, like, the 13-minute mark to the 17-minute mark. I think would have been perfectly fine.
Yeah, and given his sports background, he's used to those quick shifts of coming in and off the field. So we see a little bit of ball movement here, back and forth, which I don't hate.
But again, they are in that 1-on-2 beater situation, and Wang is getting the better of them.
Great catch by Kramer. It doesn't really manufacture anything because he just takes his ball and runs away, but it looks like they got control.
Yeah, but somehow he never kept Perry from having a ball.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't be hard, especially given the new beater rules.
Trudeau comes back in. I don't love Trudeau coming in first from the 1 minute through 6 minute mark and then back in at the 18th minute.
Yeah, you feel like you maybe could have hit a couple of those 10-feet shots. I wonder if he got a little tilted by the mist on that early possession, the wide open 5-foot. Okay, how is it possible that Perry's forcing no bludger situations here? Remember, Washington has 1 beater. This possession is like the most embarrassing thing that could have ever happened to the Rochester beaters. That needs to be, I think that probably needs to be a card. He obviously was able to prevent the fast break by messing around there. The ball, yeah. Oh, God. These possessions are just so bad. Like, you're facing 1 beater. All you have to do is take him out of the play, and it should be free goals.
And they've practically killed this penalty at this point.
It's even beyond that. It's not like they stood around for 2 minutes. It feels like we're just watching a normal game of Quidditch right now, where one team has 2 beaters and one team has 1 beater. That just shouldn't be possible. I mean, Mitch Brown, those wraps are just letting Washington kill more time on this penalty at this point, because then Trudeau doesn't have to come any further forward.
The beaters seem to be playing their normal zone.
Yeah, they should be destroying Perry right now as a team. With 1 beater against 2, I'm fine with that pass. Just waste some time. And then that's a Rochester card, I think. That's gonna.
I don't believe it's going to be a card.
Okay.
It's the 20-minute stoppage.
Oh, right. All right, so somehow it's still 60-30. Hard to believe.
Yeah.
So right now, Washington needs to... They know that Rochester has a good matchup with the Snitch. They caught very quickly in game 1. Need to focus all beater play there. The problem is that red card, of course, probably means they don't have budget control right now. Or no, I guess they do because of what we just saw in the corner there. Mm-hmm. Everything should be focused into that direction. If they catch this, game's over. Rochester have to score so many goals.
Mm-hmm.
Play restarts. Admirals keep control. He does just enough.
Yeah, I don't love that.
No.
Especially with the way that Rochester's beaters have been struggling. I would just take out the beater there and move forward.
I like what the Washington beaters are doing right now, immediately zoning out the Snitch even before their players are out. Mm-hmm. And doing it without a throw. Like, a throw could just cause you problems here.
Here comes the Seeker.
Yeah, give me X in. They're getting all the time. I like to call it the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Perry makes the exchange he needs to. Perry loses track of that. That was bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if it ended in a catch. Did it end in a... Oh, no. So this is the yeah. Perry can't lose track of Solomon there. No. Zero excuse for it.
Yeah. I think that also comes down to beater-seeker communication. The Seeker needs to be making it very clear that the Snitch is moving and, like, calling for their beaters to follow them.
For sure.
To that.
So that catch was called no good. We'll continue play. Rochester did score in the no bludger there. We couldn't see it, so we can't tell you exactly what happened. I like that beat by Gagne, just making sure he doesn't get to interact. But again, Washington, like Solomon Giminiak should have never gotten a chance at any point here to...
Another thing, can we pause real quickly
Sure.
here? When your beaters are winning the game this hard, you need to, as a Seeker, be sprinting to that Snitch to capitalize on that time.
Because you never know how big your window is going to be.
We see here that he's just gotten here now, and Gagne's probably there in 6-7 seconds, which might not, and we've seen with Washington against Maria, isn't necessarily enough time to force the catch.
Right. When he says Maria, it's Murray Jackson, the Snitch of the game. Another misbeat. It's really hard to believe that this sequence ends in Rochester catching this ball.
Yeah.
Okay, Rochester finally, yes. Yep, they just needed to win one beater battle, and that was it.
Can we go back and look at what happens here in terms?
Yeah, I don't think anything was done wrong by the beaters. So Gagne's going to make one throw, he hits. I mean, at that point, there's no way Perry gets budget control from the two of them. Yeah. I mean, it's just going to happen in a beater game. You're never going to be 100%. You just need to, like you said, make the most of the time you're given, which Washington arguably didn't there. So that's going to make the game 85-75, 85-70. Washington needs 6 goals. Rochester needs 5 goals.
I think it is actually corrected to 95-70 in a second, but yes.
That's something we've talked about a little bit, where Bassam waits for the contact to throw instead of throwing on contact. And in the two-handed tackling rules, that's a big difference. It's a lot harder to keep your throwing hand free.
I agree. So now it's a normal game of Quidditch.
Yep. But budget control is with Washington.
Rochester.
Sorry, with Rochester for like the first time ever.
We see them in kind of a man.
And both teams are playing. No, they get there.
Yeah. Okay.
It's just because both teams are in the 2-male. I think they had to adjust to it. Perry makes some really good plays. That's a great play by Mari on a because Trudeau just did what Bassam also did, which was wait for the contact before they passed, which caused him to make a bad pass. She just happened to clean up the mess for him. That was a heck of a finish.
That's honestly, to flip that in from the ground.
Yeah.
Very, very impressive.
So now it's just first to 5 goals from here.
So we see this very widespread. We see Mitch Brown coming in a little closer. Good job letting the beaters work, Bassam.
I like everything Bassam did a lot better than I've liked what he's done on other possessions there. So yeah, so no goal there. Some complaints from Washington people, but outside of that, game's still 1-5 from this point. We get half a line sub. I think Washington might be coming out of its 2 mail since they really only ran a finish on pitch. Yeah, that's what they're going to do.
I think that's Lauren again.
Still budget control. Still Daniel Gagne not having a great game. Really free goal.
I really like
what happened to the point defender there? Did they have time to beat the point defender out too?
I didn't see what happened with the point defender. There's Mitch.
Okay, there.
Beat there.
And yeah, Mitch. Yes. God, the beater's got everything there. I mean, that's as free of a goal as you're gonna get.
I think I would like to see the point defender take that beat a little more freely rather than backing up.
They do have the squat option now too.
Yeah, go for the hit.
Yeah, always slow momentum,
and then communicate the switch there.
Yeah. Right, budget control with Washington. Ashkar's asking for a passing option, which they just haven't had all day, so I appreciate it. Washington keeping budget control, forcing the passes around.
Good reset up top.
Yeah. But they're just making smart plays, the Washington beaters. They're not giving an inch. Kramer being a point defender, or not even a point defender, off-ball defender. Beater havoc. Bassett misses the shot. I mean, that play needed one more pass. He got the defense to collapse on him.
Yeah, I agree. I do like that they gave the beaters time to work, though.
Yeah. It's different than anything we've seen from Rochester this entire series. This entire game. Great play by Kramer there to retain budget control. Advantage, though, to Admirals. I don't know how that happens. I feel like that shouldn't be available. So I guess they beat the point defender off. I think Dinga has to just be more responsive to that.
Yes,
cut.
I think realistically, a lot of zones where they fall apart is they're willing to give up the pass right in front of them and think that they're going to make the hit or the block.
Right.
When in reality, if you're catching that ball anywhere within 5 feet of the hoops, it should be a finish even with the zone there.
Yeah.
And I think players just need to, especially in these wider hoops, just sell out more to make that.
Right, because, I mean, she's not defending this middle hoop here. I mean, this is clearly Bassam's hoop. She's no worse defending this hoop from a shot kind of on this side than on this side. So if she reads this cut in her peripheral, she just needs to just make him not be able to make that pass.
Yes, I think that's just, you have to sell out to make sure the ball doesn't get to number 21 here.
Right. Beater probably can't take that one extra step, just has to throw immediately. I mean, that's just...
I think that's, if he hesitates one more second, that's a beat before call.
Yeah. And to be fair, he didn't have the greatest angle. He just went over the top, which is a nice finish.
Yeah.
Stoppage. Budget control gets switched. I like the timing by the Rochester Beaters a lot better there. And they get budget control where basically they threw almost simultaneously, so the beater didn't have an option. Because the Washington Beaters have been splitting themselves up.
Good two-handed tackle up top, too, to force Bassam to pass.
Yeah. Brief injury for the head ref here.
Washington now needs 3 goals to win. Rochester only needs 1. Or Rochester needs 4. Bassam needs to make that with 2 hands. That's what it is there.
Trudeau didn't even have momentum because he'd come off of the first kind of contact. Yeah, not good enough. I think he's going to get a card there. It's, whatever call. Also, Giminiak has not re-entered this game in the Quaffle game. Just putting it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Stoppage. All right, so the beater foul does cause an immediate Quaffle turnover immediately after the goal, which is just real rough there for Rochester. Right call, but real rough. Bludger control.
Good block.
Yeah.
Perry just ignores a beat there, it looks like.
Well, you know, that's how the Northeast plays Quidditch.
Mm-hmm.
Can't finish through that many people. Just needed one more pass.
Yeah. We got to look at some beater play here.
Yeah, it looks like Callanan there took advantage of, he knew the defense had been stopped, so he just turned and made a play on the beaters, which I don't think you see enough of, because it's kind of your free time. Your
bad play by him there.
Yeah. It's kind of your free time to make a play.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, though, it ends up with Washington having all three bludgers.
It's the Perry Wang effect in this game.
It really is. Yeah. Kind of star, yeah, great press.
Weird pass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Considering, I don't think a Rochester beater has had control of a bludger for the past 5 minutes. It's rough that Washington put no goals in during that time.
I'd like to see in transition, especially when you gain the ball up here. No, you're fine here. When people gain the ball up here, a lot of times they start to crash towards center from this hard angle over here. I'd love to see a lot more of when you're waiting for your team to just take the ball back here. Sure. And let your team fill in the spaces over here and then crash up here.
Yeah.
That's just a general observation.
Yeah, I mean, I think the hard angle is still coming from in one-handed tackling. That hard angle is just going to get you the drive goal a decent chunk of the time.
Yeah. Solomon has re-entered the game.
Yep. And a Rochester beater does actually have a bludger. So, lots of progress being made all over the pitch.
Solomon staying tight to Bassam.
That's what they were doing beforehand, too.
Mm-hmm.
Perry just blows up ELK.
Rochester doesn't have a bludger.
Yep. And again, so that Bassam literally got both Giarasso and Giminiak to stay up top with him and then still threw the desperation pass once they had no bludgers. Rochester needs to use the reset better.
Especially with the speed of Giminiak. He should just be sprinting back. If I'm Washington here, I want to see Burn bludger control and get the goal.
Yeah, I mean, you need 2 more goals here.
Cleared out. Perry needs to attack now.
Yep. Not a great look because the beater hadn't been preoccupied yet. I don't hate the look if the beaters were simultaneously making a play on Gagne there, but if they weren't, it's just too soft of a pass.
I feel like it's a little soft of a pass, and because it's behind her, it's in front, but further away from the hoops, Mari almost has to turn her back to the hoop.
She had no option for a catch and release there. She had to catch and set.
Yep.
Good beat there by Gagne.
Giminiak shot.
Yeah, that's the issue we were seeing earlier from Giminiak, where the point defender wasn't picking up high enough. And which Washington's been playing they've been picking up around this area most of the game.
Yep.
Just a little lazy there. Bludger control is with Rochester. Trudeau needs to slow down a bit here. Or that's going to happen. Don't go up in front of your beaters.
I don't know what 5 is doing here.
Yeah. Basic rules there. Don't go up in front of your beaters.
Yeah. I mean, when your beaters are out of the play, that's not the worst. I don't know how Washington got control out of that.
This is kind of that's the theme of this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Perry and Melissa have played a great game.
So this ball needs to go to Bassam out on that wing.
Yep.
There, rather than trying to take that shot.
Yeah, they've been so horizontal. I don't think I've seen one pass out to a wing in any kind of attacking way. Maybe just the side-to-side pass from them, but nothing more than that.
Yeah.
All right, more 2 bludgers. Okay. I'd like to see them actually make Gagne move. They do. And Trudeau just goes right through Bassam. Again, Bassam needs to tackle with 2 hands. So that's game point, Washington. And that is kind of what you were calling for. Their beaters did go all out there.
I think it's just a little too late in terms
of... Oh, they got a pop bludger.
I think it's a little too late in that Rochester scored that 1 goal. They still need 3, to be fair. But if you do that when you're up 4 and then come back and score this, you just have to go back and just go all out for that 1 more.
Rochester does get budget control out of Perry having to reset long there.
Questionable contact.
Yeah.
In the beating game.
Good.
Solomon again, good goal.
I mean, that was from massive distance. I don't think the defense did anything wrong, especially considering their beaters were taken out of the play. Okay, so bludger control to Rochester here. Washington needs 1 goal.
If I'm Washington here, I'm flipping the ball to the side as Perry goes all out and then looking back up top to Trudeau.
Yeah, you can also make a slow play for bludger control here. I don't hate a slow play for bludger control because once you have bludger control, it should be game over.
So I don't.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't love the Washington chaser not making an active effort to get open over here.
Yeah. So eventually they actually run an up-down pick play here
Mm-hmm.
on this side. But I don't think Tyler's ever hitting this pass. Well, it was also a really bad screen.
Mm-hmm.
Though I guess she's going to be open when all of this is said and done.
They both go there.
Yeah.
Again, Tyler bringing the ball far to the right there makes that a hard pass.
She does get the ball.
Does look back here.
Yeah. Did he just bat that?
I think
he had time to possess. Oh no, I guess there was a beater there.
I think that if we pause for a second, I think running that up down pick play is really great when your ball is closer to you to make that pass off of that.
Yeah.
But running it taking 2 of your players out of the play to run that when the pass is not getting there to you in a timely fashion is a little bit.
And without budget control.
Mm-hmm.
Another goal.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a Bassam long shot, I believe.
Yep. Where's control? Control is with Rochester.
So Perry has one.
Control is with Washington. Yeah, this is where you need to sell out.
Yes. So this should be maybe tapping out Gagne if it's free, going all after ELK here.
Mm-hmm.
Bassam's playing point. He hasn't stopped Tyler once. So he could just go through or he can lay it off.
Mm-hmm.
There should be plenty of options.
Where's their unmarked player?
It looks like
back right.
No, she's
covered. So I'd love to see this.
A swing out to the right here.
Either that or come set a screen right here.
But
so now
this is so free right here.
And 28 needs to go right now for beater.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Immediately in that point.
As
soon as he
gone,
goes to Perry, you have to go.
Yep. The tackle, good job here to basically make it 1-on-1 beater. But Perry shouldn't let Dan get that tackle, I don't think.
And I think Tyler backpedaling there allows Bassam to get this wrap here.
Yeah, considering he hasn't wrapped him all day.
Mm-hmm.
And then this puts Melissa in a bad situation where she has to turn her back to ELK to make the point beat on the point defender.
Mm-hmm.
Gets the beat. Washington does keep control, though. So now, did Dan get Perry's bludger?
Yes.
Can we follow how that happened?
Yeah, let's go back. This is a key play right here, so we should take some deep dive in it. Can we pause right here?
Oh, he just took it from him. I guess Perry went off broom?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so if we see over here, unmarked is over.
Oops, sorry.
Unmarked is here.
Yeah, and wide open.
Yep, and down here, it looks like Ellie is playing soft coverage on whoever's back here. I don't know.
The female chaser over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if Tyler can see this or has the right momentum to throw it, but he is wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Though I guess Dan is getting up right now with the ball.
But if that's the case...
Yeah. Okay, so at this point...
Happen. Yeah, that pass needs to happen now.
Yeah, that's the game on a silver platter right there. And he is calling for it and making the cut.
Yeah.
And he throws it over his head. Yeah. I mean, I guess at least he saw it. And this is where Maniac strips him really cleanly.
Mm-hmm. No, but that pass needs to happen there.
Yeah. So I mean, a few things went wrong there. Perry needs to beat Gagne right away. Tyler needs to not back up and give Bassam the wrap, and then that pass needs to be made clean on the cut.
Yep.
Or maybe even earlier in the play, like we were talking about.
Mm-hmm. Rochester has control.
Yep, and game point. So now at this point, let's see what Rochester's options are here. So Washington's playing man, or it's actually kind of hard to tell what they're taking. Because again, I don't think so. Max Havlin kind of talked about this in the Cocoa Cup final.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in this situation versus game point and you don't have bludger control, you can't if you only have one beater, it can't be a deep seating beater.
Absolutely
because it's
not.
just giving them the ability to walk everything in. Because, again, these beaters can sell out. It doesn't matter if they have control or not anymore. So you can see, I mean, this is literally everyone in Washington's team kind of running back towards this middle hoop. And when Max was talking about that was even before there was only middle hoop touching, so that just makes it that much worse.
To give credit to Tyler here, he does close on the ball.
Yeah. But ELK's right here with Bludger. I don't even see Gagne. I guess, is that him? Yeah, I think that's him.
Well, the Callahan came in for the last play.
Yeah.
So...
but Bassam makes the right... Finally, we get the incisive horizontal pass from Rochester on the last play of the game.
We watch everyone here. The trade, ELK makes the trade on Perry there at just the right time.
Yep. Everything was
The ball goes here.
It's basically the Rochester play we've wanted all...
Almost incisive.
Yeah. Someone needs to be stepping out on...
So Tyler needs to be sprinting to cover the Miniac there. I don't care that...
You need to make the calculation that you want Bassam driving, not Solomon driving.
Yes. And Solomon has hit the shot from that distance consistently throughout this game.
Right.
And
then I think someone needs to be stepping up to Bassam, I'd argue, too. I think this is the player you leave open. It's tough.
This is where, very quickly here, in basketball, we see these whole complex rotations where you end up people bouncing all over the court to make that. And we really haven't seen that in Quidditch yet.
Right.
It's really your point defender is your main ball defender. Right. And then there's shifts. But there's none, like right here is where you would see those complex rotations come into play and you start playing the odds. Like he might need to come up to hoops. He comes out here and Trudeau sprints to ball. But
it's just a level of preparation. We're not at it yet.
Yeah.
So Solomon, and Tyler, to his credit, does step up. But at this point, Solomon's in his shooting range.
Yeah.
And again, I don't hate this, but these two players are way too close to each other. Yeah. And Solomon does get around Tyler as well. Tyler also doesn't seem ready for a two-armed wrap. And he hits the shot. And that's the game. So in conclusion, I mean, Washington, both early in the game and late in the game, had their chances to win this game and never did. They could have won it early by just converting some of those shots. They could have won it late by just putting in one of those last couple possessions. Rochester, really shaky on offense all game. We have to see better from them going forward from this game. But in the end, kind of got the job done, and again, did so in Game 3 as well. So that'll just about do it for our wrap-up. We hope you enjoyed. We'd love to hear comments in the comments about what you'd like to see. And we thanks for you for watching. Take care.
Take care.